How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We're talking about Workhorse today because it was down again today, pretty dramatically. I want to talk about why the stock's going down, a couple reasons that I see for why it's going down, what I could see happening in the future that could cause it to go down, and then obviously what could bring it up, which are a couple different things. But if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, you might have heard that I'm actually going full-time on YouTube, so all the thumbs up, all of the likes, all the comments, all the signing up for WeBull to get 3 free stocks in the description below, as long as you deposit $100, all those are very welcomed and appreciated. Also, I do want to say, if you stay through to the end, I will tell you who won our last giveaway. So I just released a video on Mr. Beast, and I said that in true Mr. Beast fashion, I would be giving away money. So stay through to the end to see if you won $25. So I do like to give away some money every here and then, but I am also planning on doing this full time, so I can't be giving away all the money I make. So let's take a look at Workhorse. They were down almost 9% on Monday, and even accounting for aftermarket hours, we were down about 8%. Now, over the last 5 days, we've seen a terrible downward trend of about negative 16%. And compared to our 1 month, we are down about 34%. And we were up to about $30 recently too, which is pretty significantly down. So we have not seen good days recently, but I think there are a couple obvious reasons for this that maybe some people haven't thought about, but I think these are pretty apparent once you start digging a little bit deeper. Now, I do want to tell you too, there are some things that could push it down further long term, so I'll talk to you about those and what could happen over the next month and a half that could cause it to go down even further, and tell you a little bit about what I'm doing and what I'm planning on. So number one of the first reasons that the stock is going down right now is just because the general market is down. Let's take a look. They are down about 2% today, and we've seen it sell off a little bit recently. I think that's number one. Of course, this isn't the most relevant to Workhorse, but generally when we see down market, when we see the market trend down, Workhorse and some of these other more speculative plays get hit harder because of the fact that they are more speculative, high growth. They get hit a little bit harder on the downtrend and do a little bit better on the uptrend. So that's number one. And the reason for this sell-off was because of the fact, and the reason that they're down right now, is because of the increasing cases in the US of the pandemic. I won't say the disease because I don't want to be demonetized, but that is happening at the same time that we're having the stimulus not really get pushed through. So it's causing kind of a broad market sell-off, but again, it's hit harder here. And you can see here, I think in the Motley Fool actually hits the nail on the head with this. A lot of investors are unloading the more volatile, more risky stocks because of what's going on right now. Between the US economy, between the cases increasing, a lot of people don't want to be in these high risk plays. They think, okay, I'll sell it off now. I don't want to lose all my money or lose part of my money. I just want to sell off, be safe. I'll buy back in later. I'll buy some dividend stocks right now. I've heard other YouTubers talk about wanting to buy dividend stocks. And believe me, there are still some good deals out there. I'm going to talk about them probably in the next week or so, maybe. The dividend stocks that I think are a really good value, and I do a weekly dividend series too. So I think there are good values out there, but a lot of people are just trying to play it safe with the elections coming up, that they really are cautious and don't want to lose a significant portion of their money. Now, a couple things that are happening for Workhorse soon that I think could cause them to even drop further. First of all, I think you should pay attention because on November 9th, so a week from this coming Monday, we are going to see their earnings call. So that's 10 a.m. Eastern time. I could see a general sell-off if we don't have good earnings, which I don't expect that we will. But if they talk about their earnings and their poor earnings and maybe they haven't ramped up production like a lot of people want, we really need to see them start to increase production here over the next few quarters. We really want them at 20 to 30 trucks a day. And last quarter, I believe they just had 2. So if they're still around 2 to 5, I think a lot of people will be concerned with that and want to sell off. So that is the first thing that I could see being an issue for them going forward and could cause the stock to sell off. Now, the next thing that could cause an issue is the elections. So generally, people consider Republicans to be a little bit more beneficial to the stock market, a little bit more deregulating. So the stock market, they believe, generally goes up under Republicans and goes down under Democrats. Now, whether that's the case or not, I'm not trying to get into politics or anything, but I think the general idea is that a lot of people are worried that if we do get a Democratic president, that the stock market will go down, that there will be general downtrend, and a lot of people will be worried about that and probably sell out of riskier stocks like Workhorse. I mean, this is a speculative stock. Now, that being said, for me personally, I've talked about this in a couple of videos, but I'm not selling right now. I'm not getting worried because we haven't had any bad news. I've talked about the reasons I would sell, and unless we don't get any part of the USPS contract, or maybe we just can't fulfill the contract because we don't make forward progress on production, then that would be when I would sell. But unless that happens, I'm not going to sell just because the stock price goes down. I think that's a common thing that a lot of people fall into the trap of doing, which is if the stock price goes down, they get really worried and sell the stock. But if the fundamentals haven't changed, if nothing has changed on the company, I am not personally going to sell it just because other people are selling it. I believe in what I've learned, and I'm going to stick with it. Just because the stock doesn't go up doesn't mean that I'm wrong. So that's where believing in your own research and having some faith and making sure that you are staying consistent and keeping up with the stock is really important. That's why I do a lot of market updates on Workhorse, because I think it's important to always have the most current information on the stock. So, if you guys like this, please subscribe if you haven't hit subscribe, because I do updates on Workhorse a lot and other stocks too. But that is when I would sell. I'm not selling now. I'm actually thinking about buying in. Now, I went over this in a previous video. If it drops down to, I believe it was right around 17%, or $17, I should say, I will buy in more. That would be about 15% down from my cost basis, a little bit less than that. So if that's the case, I will look at buying some more, and then as it goes down further and further, I will buy more and more. But that is something that is pretty far away. I mean, it could be tomorrow that happens, but another 15% is pretty substantial with how far we've gone down already. So that is when I would actually buy more shares. Now, I'm not telling you that you should be doing this. I'm not saying that you should listen to what I'm saying. Do your own research. Make sure you do all your own due diligence, because I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock analyst. So make sure you're doing your own research. Make sure you're researching everything for yourself. But hopefully I can help you along the way, point you in the right direction. So if you've stayed this far and you actually want to hear about the giveaway, I am giving away that $25, and Who Cares is the one that won it. So I picked a random comment in here, and he's been a long time subscriber. So Who Cares, I will message you on here, but definitely hit me up and we'll figure out whether you want to use PayPal or Venmo. If you guys like this kind of thing, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to support the channel and you want some free stocks, again, WeBull is giving away 3 free stocks for just a little bit longer. So I know people give me a hard time because I say a little bit longer and then that lasts for a month, but they push it back and they even have increased the number of stocks that you can get. So definitely check that out in the description below. It's a really good value. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.